When you learn how to use it correctly, astrology can actually be a really powerful tool to strategically grow your business. So make sure you get a pen and paper because this is going to be a whole masterclass on how you can use astrology to really build that foundation for your business to stand. And when it comes to the business foundations, I've actually explored this topic in a previous video that you can check out, but your business model is the foundation. Before you can get into figuring out what offers to sell, how to market, and how to sell, you have to first know what kind of business you're even building to begin with. So I wanted to make a whole dedicated video just on figuring out and learning how to refine your business model, because this is really going to help you to use astrology strategically in your business. And this is specifically for you if you already have an established business and you're in the process of refining it in order to make your business more aligned to your lifestyle, your goals, and most importantly, to shift it into being the business that you want to have. So first, what is a business model? So like I said, your business model is quite literally the structure of your business. And this is so important because this really details exactly what it is that you are building in the first place. I like to think of it as a guideline for how to begin to make the rest of your business decisions. And when you take the time to define what your business model is, it makes it so much easier for you to make these crucial decisions on how to refine and rebuild. It also helps you to not get swept up in shiny object syndrome because you already know what's going to be best suited to support you along that journey. So this is really helpful, especially if you're somebody that feels really overwhelmed with all the possibilities and you just don't know which to. So when you're first deciding to define or refine your business model, it makes it so much easier to create or refine your existing offers, to know how to elevate and evolve your existing product suite, to establish your marketing strategy, and most importantly, to examine and look at what's actually converting and how to make these specific changes so that your marketing efforts do convert in your selling strategy. All of this works together, but it really starts with establishing what your business model is. So I'm going to walk you through the process of how to refine and shape your business model using astrology. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the 3 wealth houses because these are going to be the best guides for you in establishing what your business model is based on your birth chart. So I've done a whole podcast episode on the wealth houses that I recommend that you listen to get caught up. But let's dive in by talking about the first wealth house, and your midheaven is where it all starts. It's the highest point of visibility within your chart. So this is going to be the most important placement when it comes to your business astrology because this helps to give you a sense of direction as to where to go when we're talking about defining or refining your business model. So from a business astrology perspective, your midheaven points to your legacy energy. This already helps you to begin to make decisions on what it is that you want to achieve, what you want to do with your business, and to really get into that mindset of what your end goal is and then working backwards from there. I also really like this because your midheaven works very nicely with the things that you should be highlighting in your business model. Things like your expertise, your experience, the things that you have already accomplished or proven or achieved for yourself. All of that outside of astrology is also very powerful in terms of really making decisions on what to narrow down to. Now, I also want you to explore beyond just knowing what sign your midheaven is in. There's so many components that make up the midheaven and why it's so important. And when it comes to establishing your business model, your midheaven ruler, as well as the house that it falls into, will also be giving you vital information that you can use to define or refine your business model. I have podcast episodes that actually break both of these down even further, but to give you a quick run through, your midheaven ruler is the planet that rules your midheaven sign. So for example, if you have an Aquarius or a Capricorn midheaven, then Saturn is going to be your midheaven ruler. If your midheaven is in Pisces or Sagittarius, then Jupiter is going to be your midheaven ruler, so on and so forth. And so understanding the planet that rules your midheaven sign, as well as the house that your midheaven falls into, gives you really vital information to work with that you can use to really craft and hone in on the business model that is going to be most supportive for you. Again, the whole point of refining and defining your business model is to really zero in on what it is that you're good at. With that, we're able to create the foundation for you to do what it is that you do best and to do more of that and to do it better. Instead of spending all your time with things that aren't in alignment, where your gifts are and what it is that you do best, and how you're best designed to actually help people. Instead, we're going to use your business model to amplify what it is that you are actually meant to do. So that is the first wealth house that we're going to use in terms of helping you to define or refine your business model. Next, we have your second house. Now, the second house is so key when we're talking about business astrology because this is the house that really represents what your most monetizable skills are, aka the things that are going to be easiest for you to make money. And what I mean by that is really considering what the main problem is that your business solves. No matter what kind of business that you have, what niche you're in, or what industry you exist in, the clients that you work with, all of those details, all businesses solve problems when it comes down to it. And so here, before you even put anything up for sale or begin to create any offers, you first have to get clear on what is the main problem that your business solves. When we're using the energy of the second house, this can also help to guide you in terms of really defining and figuring out how valuable the problem is that you solve. And I don't mean valuable just in terms of how much you can charge for it, but I mean how important to your clients is the problem that you solve? How urgent is it for the people that you work with that they actually get this problem solved? Does it actually connect with the core value that they have, which is one of the things that the second house represents? A core value will be something that is held in high regard to you as well as to your clients. This actually connects very well to your brand values. And you can take inspiration from things like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And so use that as a guide to begin to define what category your main problem falls into. Are you mainly supporting people in solving a problem within health, wealth, or relationships? By getting clear on the value of the problem that you solve is another way to zero in on what business model to choose. And now we have the final wealth house, which is the sixth house. I have talked at length about the sixth house and how important it is for the foundations of your business. But especially when we're talking about it from the perspective of your business model, the literal structure of how your business is going to run, this is so vital. When we're using the energy of the sixth house to define or refine your business model, you want to consider the level of depth of support that the solution you're providing within your business actually requires for you. What I mean by that is when it comes to supporting your clients in solving the problem that they have, especially tapping into the energy of your second house, what is actually going to be required for you to solve that problem? Does it require you to provide a lot of support? And if so, what kind of support is that going to be? Is it intimate interpersonal work? Is it going to require you to show up in real time and be in community with your clients? Is it going to require a lot of one-on-one support? And if so, what does that look like? What are the other structures of support that are going to be included within you solving this problem? Now, on the flip side, you can also have things that are very hands-off in terms of support within your business. You can have support that doesn't require you to have a ton of interpersonal time with your clients. You're not meeting directly or individually with them or even at all to help them solve this problem. Instead, you're leaning into more asynchronous support perhaps, and maybe that's enough. But really considering what is actually required in order for you to deliver on the solution that your business solves for your clients, the sixth house can also be really good at determining how many leads you actually have the capacity to support at once. This is really looking at the structure and the support as well as what is required to maintain the health and wellness for you as a business owner, as well as the health and wellness of your business. So really taking a deep consideration for how many clients you can tangibly support at one time without losing quality. perhaps you really don't have the capacity to work with more than 3 or 5 clients at a time. And if so, that's really helpful information to know. Now, on the flip side, maybe you do have the capacity to work with a larger group of people at once. You really thrive on that. And maybe working with more people at once actually helps you to maintain and feel fulfilled, as well as maintaining your individual health and wellness as a business owner. It helps you to be able to show up and do your best work. So considering all of that is going to be really helpful when it comes to making decisions and shaping what your business model needs to look like. I also really love answering that question because this helps when it comes to figuring out what to sell. I'll definitely go into more detail about this inside of my Selling Your Services with Astrology video, but this is how you begin to use the wealth houses more strategically to support you in defining or refining your business model and really figuring out what does that look like to be in alignment with your astrological energy. Now, I want to say that it is so important that you take the time to ensure that you are building the right business model for you. Because designing the right business model now puts you in the right mindset to make better decisions in the future. Not only better decisions, but it'll be so much easier to make them in general. When you have the structure in place, you already know what it is that you're designing. It makes it a lot easier to navigate this space and to move forward. So for example, if you're answering these questions and you're realizing it actually works way better for me to focus on supporting clients in a one-on-one capacity versus trying to work with clients in a one-to-many capacity, that already gives you a lot of support to make decisions that are in alignment with that. So moving forward, you already know the offers that are going to work best in a one-on-one business model. It's going to be drastically different than the ones that are going to be better suited to work with clients in a one-to-many low-ticket business model. So I think it's most important outside of business and potential revenue and all of that comes with it to really think about why it matters to choose the right business model now. Most importantly, it puts your lifestyle and capacity at the forefront, which creates the foundation for sustainability over time. Taking inspiration from the sixth house and really looking at what is required for the health and wellness of you individually, as well as the health and wellness of your business to thrive, that is going to be key in creating a sustainable business. And so take a good hard look at the fact that, yeah, perhaps in the future, you have this vision for what it is that you want your business to look like. But the capacity that you have tangibly right now looks very different from that. This doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to build that vision for your business in the future, but instead you're going to have to make very different decisions, keeping in mind that this is where you want to grow and maybe you only have the capacity to accomplish 1/4 of that right now. That helps to establish the realities of what your business model needs to look like in order for you to make appropriate decisions for the level of experience that you're at, the level of growth that you have, the level of support that you can reasonably put into your business at this time, while also keeping in mind that you are planting the seeds for your business to grow into in the future. If the future vision for your business doesn't align with what you have the capacity to do now, this forces you to get really creative in focusing on committing to what is actually essential in your business and not just a nice to have. That's how you create a sustainable business. It's not about accomplishing everything at once, but instead really taking the time to cultivate the pieces that are necessary, even if it's one piece at a time, so that your business has the space to breathe, to exist, and to actually thrive at the appropriate level of growth that it's currently in. And that is how you use astrology to define or refine your business model. Let me know in the comments how this landed for you. And if you want my support on your individual chart and personalized guidance on how you can use astrology to define or refine your business model, then this is the work that we do inside of my one-on-one program, Private Astrologer. All of the information for that, as well as how you can book your sales call with me, can be found in the description box below. I can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.